Yeah,
I don't think it's derailed deciding on these questions.
I'm happy to let it ride for today, and then we'll figure it out.
All I ask is that the
tomorrow.
audience know what we're talking about right now, and that is Glimo making a choice as to whether Hebes will be his new primary knight, and he will let the story of the House of Laverstock go. He'll let it go. Let it go.
And maybe this is a good chance for the audience to weigh in and see what they want to see.
Yeah, like
okay.
How did you all feel about the House of Laverstock?
No, hold on. I want to be really clear here. Spoon, I know you thought that was a good idea. It's a fucking terrible idea.
Listen, I've been
absolutely
involved
not,
with the
Glimo. Do not take any input from these unwashed masses. They will try to fuck you over immediately.
The other thing was that I realized when you threw me off the roof that I was just playing Pascal Jaden again.
I don't think so. I don't think you were playing Pascal Jaden. But
I suddenly had this moment of holy shit, I've just been playing Pascal Jaden for 15 sessions.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Herawd was a very unique character and very interesting. And the instant that you aced a roll to make your way inside the castle, I knew you were dead. I knew you were dead the instant you went in the castle. Go back and watch. I was like, are you sure you want to do this? And there were, for people in the know, go back and watch it. Uther as Gorlo is like, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm going to test your loyalty real quick. Okay, let's all go inside. Okay, let's all leave together. Like there.
I have not played this GPC, but at the same time, I've read this.
Right.
I was trying very hard to not.
I knew a whole episode before I threw off the roof that I was going to kill you. The way I was going to kill you changed depending on how you did shit. And how soon it happened. Like, I didn't think I'd have to kill you for a while, and then I was like, let me just roll real quick to see who's going to win in a fight between an unarmed Blaine's and a heavily armed. Oh, okay. So he's just dead. Blaze is just dead. All right. So we're gonna kill Jaredin off screen, and we're gonna throw Herawd off the roof, since that's all he talks about nowadays. Every letter he sends Zilphius is, I threw a man off a roof.
I should have just gone with my gut and said I throw Ulfius off the roof.
Oh man, that God,
it would have been incredible to just have the two of you both go off the roof together. That would have been so. It would have been Leverage, the final scene of the original Leverage, where he's like, "My problem is you both killed my father. Why should I let either of you live?" And he throws the gun with one bullet between them, and they both fall off the dam fighting for it. And I was like, what a great plan. He didn't technically kill either of them, but they're both dead. That kind of ending would have been amazing for Herawd and Ulfius. But on the other hand, I did need Ulfius alive.
Yeah, because Ulfius
that said, if you had beat me to I throw him off the roof, I think I would have been like, okay, you both go over.
Would have been is it the end of Sherlock Holmes 2 where they have the sort of the thought fight before they both go over the edge?
Between Moriarty. And they're both like twitching their eyebrows at each other really weirdly.
Anyway, short answer is Hebes is gonna, hang out with us for a little while, and we'll figure out where we end up.
Yeah, exactly.
Later.
What you're saying is the buck stops later on. That's a problem for future Glimo.
That's a problem for future Glimo.
It's Pendragon. Hebes might make it through tonight. So
then Kinnead will have to come in, and the problem will solve itself. I mean, or I'll just keep playing Hebes until Pascal Jaden's available.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to take a few thousand years for that one, buddy.
Yeah.
I do want someone to go through Arthur's entire back catalogue and work out whether Glimo has the earliest character death in a session in Arthur's shows, though. So,
I don't think you need to look through the back catalog. I think he solidly does. He basically died during the introductory sequence of the episode.
I mean, especially if you go back to BattleTech, with 1 hour intros.
Yeah, Glimo has beaten his own personal record because
Caesar
you were the
gets
first...
shot in the chest twice with a gauss rifle.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
dead.
die, but I did get my neck blown up.
Yes.
Then I had the whole cast being like, "He's the guest. What are you doing, killing him?" I'm just like, guys,
like,
I
what
don't
a
have
dick.
the power to control the dice. That's why they're
You
dice.
did have the power. You used Edge to blow me up.
I use Edge to kill a lot of people, admittedly. Hey, I don't know if you knew this, audience, but this is King Arthur Pendragon 5.2, the Great Pendragon Campaign, episode 16. Welcome to the end of intros at 6 minutes. I'm joined by BigSpoon as Kendric, GrimDarkJames as Gwgan, and Glimo as Herawd, temporarily or not. We'll figure it out later.
He's
He's not
Herawd's dead, Arthur. You killed him.
I forgot to update the overlay. Is the problem? Hold on, I gotta send myself.
This is a Jasper
Jasper Hiroka for an entire season.
Yeah.
And I solved it just before changing the overlay again to go into season 4.
Yeah.
All right. Change Pendragon overlay. Well, I guess he was technically playing Herawd temporarily. It's just that the temporariness was last week, not this week.
Yeah.
I mean, every character we play is really temporary in some way, shape, or form.
And that's really the point of the Great Pendragon campaign, is to really hammer home the finality of death.
Jesus, what are you, me? That was fucking dark, dude.
I mean, we're all just temporarily playing a character, really. So,
My God.
I'm just trying to get in the character of a guy whose two best friends are already dead.
He was just accused of treason as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
His honor will permanently be impaired by this. All right. We are at the end of the year 492. I believe that I was so exhausted last time we didn't do end of year.
We also didn't do Christmas feast.
we haven't done the Christmas feast yet.
we were
yes.
at Pentecost.
Christmas
But we
is
ended.
in Therum. Interestingly, you
Okay,
get to
we're
go
skipping
home.
way ahead. Okay.
No. We did the messenger from Norgales arrived at the treason trial.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the end of year 492. Now we're at Christmas. You were all sent from Tintagel and Cornwall back home to Sarum. And
after getting cleaned by the church.
Yes.
That's right. You got your free indulgence again.
Yes. It wasn't free. It cost me money.
It is a sober year. Jaredin is assumed to have been lost either to Fairy or at some point during his violent disputes with people.
I thought they found his body.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? Did I mention that?
Yeah.
Okay. They saw the body, but no, it seemed too hard to go and get. Oh, no, was that Herawd?
That was Herawd.
That was mine.
Oh, okay,
Sir Jaredin washed up on the shores of a.
No, he didn't wash up. They found him at the bottom of a clear river.
Yes,
That's what it
right.
was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clearly ratty teenagers.
Clearly.
Yes, the body in the stream. I forgot that I told you guys about that. But now that Chad is reminding me as well. Now I remember you do know about that. Jaredin's death is a big deal for Earl Roderick. He has lost both his primary spy and his primary assassin. His court is now down It's not like he doesn't have other spies and other assassins, but none of them are noble knights, which limits, to some extent, being a knight limits the actions you can take, but it also closes many doors for him, right? Getting a knight into a castle in some ways is much easier than getting a random servant from out of town. In a time where everybody knows everybody and transit between locations is extremely restricted, a knight can go many places other people cannot. However, those concerns are above most of you since you aren't involved in that level of courtly politics yet. That said, the Earl, the Bishop, the Marshal, Elad are all available. Sir Amig is present as well. Sir Baradin, the Soup Knight, is there. He who manages the soup. Sir Baradin is celebrating a recent marriage to a woman who is too old to bear him an heir. He is essentially taking a position as a middle-aged boy toy until her death, where he will inherit her knights and manors. It is a purely contractual relationship, and that is unspoken but made clear to all. However, for Baradin, this is a big opportunity because it means that when she dies, he will be a banneret knight and can remarry freely. He does, however, need her to die in like the next 20 to 30 years so that he can remarry someone young enough to have a kid with him. However, for now, he is a married man. What else is going on this winter? You wanted to step away from the intrigue, so I'm not going to have you run your wife's intrigues, but just know that there are many birds going to and from the Laverstock estate, carrying messages on dark wings.
Excellent.
The death of her husband will go neither unnoticed nor unavenged. But can a lone lady in a country estate gather the power to oppose the chief of staff?
I would
Duke
expect
Ulfius?
nothing less than someone with a 15 spy who is the daughter of the former assassin knight.
Look, this is the thing. Glimo came to into the pre-chat and he was like, I'm thinking of giving up the house. And I'm like, all right, so this whole storyline, I'm just going to pick it up. I'm going to put it over here. And I guess none of that's important anymore. So I'll tell you what, I'll just give you background information every once in a while. And you'll be like, oh, that's weird that event happened. I wonder why that happened. And I'll be like, I know why. It's because with my strategic cunning, I'm masterminding 2 expert spies in the background, battling it across the countryside over hundreds of miles. Supremacy of the realm.
I have a question.
Yes.
And if I need to make a roll to find this out. So before we all got put on trial for treason, Evius had critted his tin whistle and made himself known to several amongst the nobility.
Yes. Before the entire court of Uther and many foreign kings.
And, and then got put on trial for treason.
In front of the entire court of Uther, yeah. I know, I was there.
Did the second thing quell his any bonuses he might have got off the first thing for trying to find a wife? No, you get glory for
both of those things, interestingly enough.
Excellent. But how's his chances for courtship at Winter Court?
Oh,
I'm gonna be flat honest with you, brother. Here's the number one problem you got.
Yep.
You ain't got no money. You got no house. You got no bitches. You truly are having maidenless behavior in an Elden Ring sort of way. Unlike the very wealthy players that you came in as, Herawd has come into this world a very poor knight, and he must distinguish himself rapidly if he wants to. Now, if you want to get married to a wealthy merchant's daughter using courtesy, that is possible, and you can always try to shoot your shot to do better than that. But I would say that if you want to get a good marriage, you need to start stacking courtesy with the Earl every Christmas time.
Okay. Can I get any bonus for my tin whistling on this courtesy roll?
You know what? I will treat you as having one successful courtesy already banked on this bad boy.
I appreciate that.
Let me go get the rules for it in 5.2 for how getting hitched works.
So you make a courtesy roll, and then you make a roll to see what wife you get. And if you don't like the roll, you can then roll courtesy again next year. But each year you bank your courtesy, it's +1 on the roll to see what kind of wife you get.
So I still need to make a successful courtesy every year.
Yes.
Yeah, to bank. Like so if you go, hey, I'd like to get married, you make the roll on a D20 chart. It's like you roll like a 3, and they're like, yes, you're marrying this peasant. That's all I have available. You go, I don't really want to marry a peasant. I'll hang on to that. Then you make the courtesy roll, and if you succeed, you get an additional +1 the next year.
So I'll tell you what.
So I will have a +1 banked if I make a successful courtesy roll this year. Okay.
Yep.
Well, if you make it this year, you'll have a 2.
Correct.
Because you already have the 1 for your 10 whistling.
Okay.
And the chart goes over 20. That's why it's relevant.
It's 28 is the highest you can get.
Yeah.
Do we have a page number?
In 5.2, the page number is 131. It's 133 in the PDF, but the actual page in the book is 131.
Excellent.
Why don't you roll your courtesy right now as you present yourself to the Earl and Countess?
I will make said
and
courtesy
before you
roll.
do so, why don't you describe to me what manner you approach in? I'm curious if you roll up with the tin whistle and
I think he absolutely rolls up jauntily, tin whistling the whole way up the path to Earl Roderick, taking as many merrymakers and jonglers and whoever else will dance behind him. Should I make tin whistle before I?
No, I've given you your +1 for tin whistle so far. You don't get to stack the tin whistle bonus here.
Oh, sorry, you said I get a +5?
No, I said absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
Okay.
If you want to impassion yourself using the tin whistle through Loyalty Lord or something, I would never stop you from that, but
okay. I would attempt a Loyalty Lord.
Just know that failure is going to hurt you.
Fair enough.
All right, Glimo's pressing forward. This is the
I am
Pascal
impassioned.
Jaden way. I haven't thought about that guy in years. All right, okay. You have a +5 towards your courtesy. You play some sick and tasty jams, and it's pretty good. You have
I needed it because...
Yeah.
Roll a D20 +2.
Hold on, let me just check my Loyalty Lord before I forget. That would be an 8.
You can get the daughter of a squire. Does not come with any houses or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Pascal too. Heavies will
Please don't paint Hebees with that brush. Let Pascal die. He died a long time ago.
I think, or a long time in the future. I think that Hebees will give courtesy to Earl Roderick, and bow accordingly, but is not going to get married this year.
The Countess Ellen has worked so hard to find an appropriate match for you. She tries not to take any offense to the fact that you've turned down this lovely young woman who has just been presented to the court and is the daughter of a noted squire, an elderly aging man. Her dowry, small, her house is none, you turn your nose up at this offer politely. And it is known to all that you have walked away with the appropriate and Christian courtesies, but you are not married this year, which comes with its own drawbacks. Make sure you write down that you got that +2.
I have it in my notes.
Is anyone else doing anything at Christmas?
I have a scene.
Okay.
Sir Kendric will approach Roderick.
All right.
My
Roderick
lord.
is merrymaking and telling tales of his time in Castle Tintagel with the Jack Aubrey, you know, and there I was. It was dark in the middle of the night. I was drunk. I was standing on top of my horse, riding it backwards across the bridge.
So I,
Kendric, you're here.
yes, my lord, if I may have a moment of your time.
I'll have to do the handstand story later. What problem do you have?
Well, my lord, as you may know, my oldest Tathan will be 7 next year, which means he'll be entering the page service. I was hoping perhaps to get him placed in your household, my lord.
I have many pages.
I understand. If you do not have a spot open, I was hoping for perhaps Sir Alad or Sir Amig. As you know, Sir Alad was the knight that I squired under for some time.
He takes a pose. He does the opposite of getting serious at gaming. He leans back, crosses his legs, and goes, I can understand wanting to insert your page, your son, into a powerful, noble court. Certainly, though, they would lack the individual learned instruction that one might find at a smaller court. Might I suggest to foster brotherhood among your people that you assign your page to Quinar, Squire of Sir Hebes.
Well, my lord, and out of game, pages serve in the households of nobles, like knights.
Yeah.
So him serving a squire is not going to teach him anything.
I mean, I thought that they learned from a squire as part of a household.
No. They serve as servants in a house. Like they don't go out into the field or anything. They basically learn courtly manners and how to serve in estates.
All right, let's roll courtesy then.
Sure.
I still wanted to keep it in the family, but Spoon really just wants to reach for the stars.
Yeah, I mean he wants to set his kids up for success.
Yeah, of course. You wanted to get those correct
And-
schools.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I would like to call upon a love family passion for this.
Sure.
That is a success.
This motherfucker's calling on passions in dangerous ways.
That is also a success on courtesy.
I see. I think with a quick consultation between the Countess and the Earl, it is decided that the boy should be placed where he might be most useful. That any son of the Mad Bear might one day grow up to be a strong warrior. He shall be placed under the care of Sir Amig of Tillshead, learning not the courtly manners that one might get in the house of the Earl, but instead learning how one defends the countryside against trolls and witches in a castle embattled at the edge of the forest.
And, battle formations and...
You're like, I want to make sure that my kid goes to prep school. And the Earl's like, what about military school?
A wise choice, my lord. Thank you.
Very well. Gwgan, can I ask you to roll 3d6 real quick?
Sure. Gotta be a sit. Wow.
Loyalty Laverstock.
Can I ask you? Oh, you already have Love God. I don't know why I had made you roll this then. Well,
I did want to. I wanted to know whether Bishop Roger is in court, though.
yes, as I mentioned, the bishop is in fact here.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, I do want to go and see the bishop. Actually,
All right. The bishop is consuming a reasonable amount of honey mead. No, never so much as to indulge, but
Yeah. All right. Because Roger is the bishop of Salisbury, right? Correct.
Yes.
And Dubricus is the bishop of Logros.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is now the Inquisitor Confessor of Uther, and Roger is the confessor for
Roderick.
Yes.
Okay. Your Excellency, may I have a moment?
Of course. Merry Christmas. I was just discussing with some friends about the recent sainthood of a learned individual to the Isles of the West. Do you know of this man, Patrick?
I had not heard of St. Patrick yet, no.
He used the miracles of God in order to drive the snakes off the Emerald Islands. Truly a blessed event. We should all be so lucky to live in such times.
Indeed, it is a miracle. Everything that happened before, I didn't have much chance to talk to you outside of the trial. I wanted to give you, and I'm going to give you my and my family's thanks for your intercession on our behalf.
He puts his chalice down on the table, and he puts 2 fingers on your forehead, and he says, "There is no need to thank me for doing what is right, for that is all the Lord asks of any of us."
I would raise we have a small church in my estates, but I would raise a grander building in the honor of yourself and of course of God's honor. As thanks for this.
I can surely find someone to be raised to the position of priesthood, to be placed on such a charitable donation to the church, managed by you, of course.
Very well. I will ensure that my serfs begin construction this winter.
I have heard rumors, Sir Gwgan, that you are planning some sort of economic partnership in regards to vino.
Yes, I understand the importance that wine has to the church. I try not to over imbibe, as I understand the teachings around indulgence. I have lands with which I could grow grapes non-canonically, but didn't want to raise a winery myself, for to create such would be not in fitting with my family's values. So I had spoken with my brother about potentially after my grove comes to fruition, assisting him in building a winery on his lands. If with his untimely death, I had sought to reach out to his widow to discuss such arrangements, but if there is an abbey for which a winery would be a good fit, I could potentially alter those plans.
I believe you would need to speak with someone ecclesiastically directly. I'm afraid that sort of thing wouldn't be under my purview. Instead, I would offer to bless your casks.
Well, that would be. My family would greatly appreciate that. My family would greatly appreciate that.
It has been a trying and troubling year for all of us with what happened. A dark time indeed. But you have continuously borne through all of it with your faith, for which I, and I'm sure the Lord, am appreciative.
Thank you for your blessing, Your Excellency.
I do have one request.
Anything.
It would be a mighty boon for the church to gain such a follower as Sir Kendric. For someone of the local area with such high profile to convert faithfully after his famed debauchery, it would provide the church with much spiritual power and help instruct the common folk about the correct actions one might take.
Very well. Well, then I will ensure that I pray harder for him to see sense and continue to offer the teachings of the Lord as I do.
Very well. Do your best, and I'm sure God will guide you where you need to be.
I want to be clear, by the way, that Gwgan's going to offer thoughts and prayers, and that's it when it comes to...
I caught that. Bishop Roger doesn't understand, but I noted that you said nothing about converting Kendric directly.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave you a mission, and you've chosen to approach it in the same manner that you approach all of your prayers, which is to just say them and hope things work out. And then take credit when they do.
No. No things will work out, Arthur.
Of course. Any other scenes here at Christmas? Very well.
Not for me.
Oh, Spoon? He was muted, but it looked like he was going to say something and then didn't.
Yeah, I was just checking my notes, and I have completed what the goals I had for this year that are outside of the winter phase.
All right. Well, let us close out 492 then. I think I should let these ravenous wolves do their manor stuff first. I hardly remember. There's no solo scenarios. Experience rolls. That's where we get started.
Happens before. Yeah.
Yes,
before,
and the manor is involved in that. So take a chance. Roll the dice. Yeah.
I'm assuming that Hebe's has no access to this, so I'm just going to roll my normal checks.
Yes, you get your normal checks until you get stats.
Loyalty Lord becomes famous.
My man's famous for being a good knight.
Do you get double on a 20?
No.
Okay.
Glimo really reaching today.
I couldn't remember. I know you do in Call of Cthulhu, but I couldn't remember if you did in Pendragon.
Oh, compose and courtesy. Oh.
I'm on
Holy
fire
shit, now
today.
I have an 18 tin whistle.
Ooh, look at that. Wow.
Dang.
Glimo was really like, you know what? I've been playing Pascal Jaden too much. And you know what else? I've been having trouble keeping good music playing junglers, so I'm going to become the jungler.
Yeah, I am the jungler.
Now, if you want to get rid of them, Arthur, you'll have to kill me.
Ooh, vengeful goes up.
Oh, this is the rewards for your justice against your squire.
Well, was this the justice against your squire, or was this the justice against
Merlin?
Orpheus?
To be honest,
I don't think he knows
I
about.
don't remember.
Oh,
Do you
he
know
does.
about
He
Orpheus
figured it
killing
out.
him?
He suspects.
Suspects very well.
Didn't you have to do
Oh, that I believe we
Vengeful
came to the
versus-
conclusion that he suspects but can't prove.
Yeah, and doesn't have the the wherewithal to go after it yet. Okay,
It'd be like
that is-
if you had personal grudge against Dick Cheney. Like, what are you
Yeah,
gonna do
right.
about that?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Surrounded by security officers.
Yeah.
you know you can't take him hunting?
Oh, Jesus. That works on so many levels.
All right, that is all of my checks for the
You
year.
think you can just
I'm
level
done.
your lance up? Your lance?
My lot? It's
Your
called a
lance?
lance. Hello.
Lance? I'm pronouncing it the French way, which just has a U randomly, a U noise.
Hey, my wife still gives me shit for saying dance rather than dance.
Wow. I feel like the entire Commonwealth gives America shit about half the way we pronounce everything. Don't even get me started on football versus soccer. You guys are the ones that changed it. We use the old way. All right. Is everyone totally done with their
Yes.
Yes.
jib jabbers? All right.
Now it's aging and
Aging.
I believe our family roles then for skills.
I mean, it's definitely aging, for sure. I think you might be cutting ahead too quickly on. The
No,
other
what I
stuff.
mean is like when you age your entourage, you test for their skills going up.
Yes, like your wife and
Yeah.
such. Yes,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
sure. No one's hit 35. I hope.
Nope.
And it's once you're at 15, it's a D6, and they go up on a 6, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. None of my wife's skills go up.
Oh, how are we doing on
Hey.
squire ages, by the way?
Oh, I guess I should roll a 6 for her, a D6 for her.
My squire is
as well.
18.
As is mine.
My squire, yeah, is I believe also 18.
When you're done with that, it's manner management and economic circumstances. For you, Herawd, you are just kept at a normal level. The Laverstock family keeps you well.
All right.
Not great. Well,
What are you rolling for there, Spoon?
Income.
We need to test manorial luck and conflict first.
Oh,
Well,
first?
no conflict.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, manorial luck has to go first.
Okay.
So it's a D6. 3. I have a calamity.
I believe I also have a calamity.
We both have a calamity.
Yeah. I mean, calamities are pretty common.
Yeah. Pestilence struck my mana, +5 to fate. A random property is destroyed.
Great.
So one of your investments gets burned down.
I actually think there's a chart for it
because
because I could lose.
Oh
I
yeah,
can
on
lose
page
peasant
51. Yeah,
properties
you're
as
right.
well.
Yeah. So yeah, you roll a that's right, the D20 with no modifier to see what gets.
18.
18. So 1d3 clusters of houses, 1d2 fields. So effectively what that does is the 1d2 part matters because that increases your hate landlord by that amount. The houses get rebuilt. So you effectively your hate landlord goes up by 1, which means if you've got concern my commoners, it goes down by 1.
Okay. So concerned commoners goes. I thought concerned commoners was a passion.
It is, but effectively it's offset by a like a negative passion called hate landlord.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
I thought that if you, depending on what you have for buildings, you can offset the hate landlord.
You can.
Yeah.
So certain buildings increase. So if your hate landlord is 0, then any growth you get goes into your concern my commoners. So effectively, it's like zero is neither concern nor hate. Plus, any plus beyond that add onto concern. Any negatives go back down to 0, and then below that to hate. Or you can track them as 2 separate things and just subtract one from the other.
So if I subtracted because I have a hate landlord on my manor sheet, if I subtracted my hate landlord from my concerned commoners right now, it'd be a -3.
Okay, so what's your hate landlord?
7.
7. Okay, and what's your concern my commoners?
4.
4. Okay, so effectively your hate landlord, you're right. So you got by 1, which means you're at -4, which means that you can't succeed in the care roll, but you can still critically fumble.
Yeah.
But that being said, not succeeding is no modifier. So
Don't fuck up, Spoon.
Yeah.
Friends at home, if you don't understand what's going on right now, don't worry. I don't either.
So I need to roll concern my commoners -8. Right?
yes, that's right. Yeah. Although you need to finish your or your expected incomes first,
Okay.
and then after needs to roll the base weather as well.
Okay.
And that is what kind of roll here?
That is no, it's a 3d6 plus.
It's d20 only in generally 3d6 plus 5, I believe.
Just double checking that was misfortune.
It's been a while since I read the book, though.
Yeah, I normally have a cheat sheet up on my screen for when I'm doing it with my group.
Yeah, but you guys have been running it yourselves. I haven't got your fault.
You're right. 3d6 plus 5.
Okay.
Yeah, is the base weather.
You want this to be low or high?
We want it to be low.
Well,
Yeah.
I rolled a 20, so
we definitely don't want it to be 20.
Fucked.
Okay. Yes.
So here's my concerned commoners roll -8.
Okay, so it's not a fumble. So it's just so when you're doing your year, it's just in the care column, it's just 0.
Yeah.
So it's 492.
Investment in common knowledge. It's 20. All right, I believe I am ready to do harvest rolls.
Which means Arthur needs to roll on. Well, you can just click on the misfortune on your sheet, and then you need to then compare that to a stewardship roll from whoever your steward is.
Yeah, from my wife.
My wife.
My wife, who is extremely good at this. Success. And I beat the.
So it's and misfortune succeeded and you succeeded, but you beat them.
But I beat the misfortune. Yeah.
Then your result is a regular result. No, win tie, regular. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I both succeeded, but I lost the tie. So for me, that is a meager result.
So what's up with you, Glimo?
How's that? How's your horse? I guess.
I mean,
They're
I
all
only
taken
have
care
the
of.
one.
Yeah, it's taken care of.
I only have the one.
Well, you have all the normal horses, Charger.
Oh yeah. They're regular.
But you don't have any
horses,
special
though.
ones. Yeah.
Do not have any special horses.
You're taken care of by Il Mama, the abuela.
So Spoon, just so you know, once you've had 5 years of meager or better,
Yes.
in a row, you can then
get
test to see if your population grows.
Yeah, and I believe there's just a population growth button
Is there on here?
on under the land record. We'll see if it. Okay, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know what 0.1 threshold means.
Okay. But we haven't had 5 years in a row, have you? Because we've only been doing this for 4 years.
Well, so let's see. Let's see. Income 49. Oh yeah, 4. Well, yeah, that's fair. Because we've only been tracking it for 4 years. We've had,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had many years of harvest, but we've only been tracking for.
Did something happen to Glimo?
Here's all the planes that are over my house right now. This is what I'm working on.
You mean your real house?
My real house. My
Okay.
real house. Yeah, these are all the aircraft that have flown over in the last 24 hours up to 250 miles away.
Damn.
What are you going to
My
do with them? You said this
Space
is
tracking
plans. This is
system.
incredibly weird. Can we broadcast this?
I would imagine that it's publicly available information. I would
Yes,
hope.
but he said he's using it for plans. That's the part that worries me.
I see. Yes, that is could be a little concerning.
You know, you guys are doing your plans. This is what I'm looking at right now.
I hope it's a strongly worded letter to the FAA and nothing more, but okay.
All right. I am building, as I promised, a church.
Sure. You need to make any rolls?
I do, to see. I need to not roll a 20 on a d20. Okay, my populace do build it. So it's
I don't think I'm building anything this year.
yeah. No, churches are they're a cost, but they get you glory because they cost you every year, but the amount they cost you get us additional glory.
Yeah.
All right. I am done with the mana stuff, AP.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get a name for your new father.
The father being the priest, not Gwgan's. Gwgan's not getting an actual new father.
No, you're not my dad.
You're not my real dad.
It's Father Herawd.
Can you spell it for me, please?
Hirael.
Okay.
He's moved into your property.
I assume his primary skill is religion Christian.
That is one of his skills, yes.
Yeah. Could you tell me could you roll a dice to work out what his religion skill is?
Am I doing 1d20? Is that what we're doing?
Whatever-
You really want to do it that way?
Whatever you like, Arthur. If you,
3d6.
or
I'm
you
gonna
can
do 3d6.
You can do 10 plus d6 or that sort of thing. So,
Yeah, 10 plus d6 is
How's
probably.
a 10 for you?
all right, he's as good as me.
He's a pious man.
Yep.
50% of the time.
Okay, so that's it. So we're on to family roles now, I believe.
Sure. Glimo, it's time to wake up. You and me both.
Excellent.
You're back in the game.
We're back in the game, boys. Everybody, I mean, the two of you need to do childbirth, child survival, and horse survival on your own. Glimo, roll a d20 for family events, and I'll catch up with the rest of them when they get up here.
Birth in the family. Is this Hebe's family or Herawd's family?
This is Hebe's family. So it's time to start constructing a family tree.
Guess I better build a family tree for Hebe's.
Sheesh. You walk this path. I'm walking it with you, but you chose to start down it. Jesus, I feel like I'm quoting Lost right now.
No
So I'll
children
say
for this
for
year.
now it's Maris off screen, and I'll
Sure.
work out a family tree for Hebe's.
Sure.
And since I'm maintaining myself as a superlative knight, none of my children can die. So,
Yeah.
So
The
I'm now
audience
ready.
is requesting a rundown of both of your Manorial improvements, but they also want to know about the gazebo and the pond.
So yes, my fish pond did get rebuilt. I didn't actually build anything this year, but my investments I have built so far have continued to do well. So my apiary got me maximum. Dovecote did well. Fish pond maintained itself. My dairy herd maintained itself, and then my orchard is still in the second year of being built, so it doesn't create anything for me yet. And then my salt evaporator maxed out this year as well. So we had a pretty good year.
My finances went backwards this year because I've built stuff like the orchard and the vineyard, which won't mature for a couple more years, and then I just sunk a lot of money. The church cost me 25 libra, and will cost me 3 libra every year without generating any income. But that's what the nature
That's what the extra manners are for.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And that's what this is all about. It makes no economic sense to the person who is a servant of it, basically. But I got one of my concern, my commoners, which offset the horrible pestilence which struck my lands, and I've got a church built now. So
He continues to be the most wholesome, pious knight among us.
Not saying much, but all right.
Oh, okay. So I had a child, and if I hadn't had the bonus from my wife and child would have died.
Yeah, I almost got hit with that as well, but I got a 10.
Yeah. Well, 10's no children, but
10 is no children, but 11 is they both die.
So
I
I have
think
another
you
girl.
can just keep dodging the future. One of these days, it's going to catch up with all of them. That said, we are going to roll for family events shortly, and then we're going to take the break before we do training.
Well, I'm up to family events. So.
I am
roll
as well.
D20.
I just rolled a 4.
A 4, you say? Marriage in the
4.
family.
Oh, a marriage in the family. How nice.
Marriage in the family.
I had a birth in the family.
Incredible.
Nice. Congratulations.
Make your choices, friends. When we return for the next part, the middle part, I need you to be aware, audience. There will be 2 musical numbers performed. I was not able to secure the licensable music I wanted to go with these musical numbers. As a result, there will be no music. I will be singing alone. It will be horrible. However, I have written them, so you will listen. I have spoken.
You want some accompany, like some boom, 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 while you're singing or something?
We'll see.
Okay.
Friends, we find ourselves in the grand year of 493. Pentecostal feast this year is held.
Wait. We haven't done.
Oh, you're right.
Yet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got it.
I'm jumping the
We got
gun.
more spreadsheets to do.
Practice, training and practice, and glory calculations. All right, hold on. I'm bringing it back.
Wind it back. Reel it in.
Like I was eager to start the musical. All right, but we'll reel it back in here. Do your training and practice. For those who require a refresher on how that all goes, it is on page 134.
I am going to take points to skills.
Well, what a surprise.
And I will take 5 points, and I will put them all into courtesy.
Just as a reminder, because I don't know if I actually mentioned it last time, We will not be switching to the 6th edition starter kit. We're going to wait for the full rules to come out before we make that jump.
Apparently that was someone else's role. I will take the 4 points and put them all into courtesy.
Very well.
I think I am putting a point into. Do I bump my honor back up, or do I put it into an attribute? I think I'm going to go into my constitution.
I am putting 3 points into orate and 2 points into compose.
You're really throwing those down there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. When are you going to start writing songs about your wife?
Who says I don't?
We're just never around when he sings them to her because,
Right.
He's just writing all his songs about Herawd and the 2 Chads.
I mean, every time Gwgan starts to start a song about his wife, the camera cuts to someone else.
You've got me there. Have we finished that and we're moving now to computing glory?
I believe so.
Very
Indeed.
well. Everyone will receive 50 glory for attending the double weddings of Tintagel. Heavies will receive an additional 10 personal glory for extraordinary tin whistle playing. And all of you will receive 50 glory for attending your own treason trial. Then you will gain the glory from famous traits, passions, unique honors, annual glory for accruement, conspicuous consumption, and if you pass 1,000, you of course get that special level up so that you don't shrink in size.
mm-hmm.
I will pass that point.
I don't think I'm going to get past that point because I just passed it last year.
Not even close. I'm at 1330.
I'm now at 4289.
It's gonna be a long time for you, James, before you get that next one. Unless, of course, you start
I
killing.
lost 16 from that. Hang on, I gotta re. $32, which means I lose that from here as well because my honor went down by 1. Making me do math.
Oh man, I'm sorry you had to do math in a tabletop RPG, and especially one involving spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I have used the point from my glory to rebuy my honor back up to 16.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I am done.
I am also done. My new glory total is 4,237.
James, lap you?
I don't know.
Only slightly. Yeah, I was 4289.
All right. Yeah, you are the new lead.
How did that happen?
I was wondering the same thing, given that you killed.
He's got a lot of traits.
And chivalry bonus adds an extra 100 every year. Yeah.
Oh, chivalry bonus adds glory?
Yeah.
How much does it add? Because I have that.
If you are chivalrous, it adds 100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so because my annual glory is only 86 now.
Yeah. Mine is 267.
Yeah.
So before we start, because I've already had to stop 493 once, before we start, I should say I have borrowed from a number of pieces of King Arthur Pendragon literature and other assorted medias in the past. I will continue to do so in the future. Today, my friends, we are borrowing from the Camelot musical. And thus we find ourselves in the year 493 in the halls of your most hated British enemies, Silchester. Yes, you find yourself at the Pentecostal feast at Silchester. There's gossip to be had. Ulfius is, of course, leading the entire feast. The king is in the castle and does not show himself at any point. Brastius, however, is here as well. There is intrigue. There are things going on, and it is said a special guest from outside of the realm of Logris will be here today.
Interesting.
What would you all like to do?
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that I will do my usual vibe check on the court.
Gossiping?
Yeah, well, no, gossip would be not Christian. It's a vibe
Right.
check, Arthur.
You're listening to other people gossiping. Yeah.
he's dropping some E's.
But James, you can't fool me, you fucker of mothers. You're asking me to read from the column that says gossip, and I know you know that because you've run this. So don't try to equivocate with me or... maybe war isn't so bad if it's over there in other people's lands. Look at the gifts everyone got last Christmas. That is unchristian and short-sighted as well. Didn't your own cousin lose a son in the war? And what of those widows over in the Franks lands now crying all winter? We have spent our share of time shivering in the winter and crying over the dead. It's time we got some back. That's what I say. Well, I heard that there's a guest today coming from the Lakes District. He's skilled not only in exposition, but also in backstory. The two women nod to each other as the scene fades. Gwgan in the background.
Greg Stevens' writing went downhill pretty quickly there. All right. Sorry about you, Rib Arthur.
You know, put some respect on his name. The man's dead, all right? And second off, you need to know, audience, that he's mocking me because I added an extra line to the end of it.
Which is why I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, put some respect on his name, all right? Keep his name out of your mouth for the rest of this episode. That's what I have to say. You can insult me, but don't paint that man with that brush as well, all right? That's some real motherfuckerly behavior once again. Hey, listen, I can swear as much as I want now on Twitch because I've activated curse word mode.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, it's profanity and vulgarity. So
yes.
That's why I can talk about seeing the king taking a shit, because that's vulgar but not technically swearing.
Well, saying shit is.
Well, I mean, that depends on what country you're from. Some people think that pissing the night away is a totally normal phrase. Mostly the Irish.
If you take a whiskey drink and then a vodka drink.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad someone got the reference, but, you know.
I'll get back in my hole now.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Who's got something they want to do on Silchester? Hall of Snakes.
Ebis has no idea that this is a bad place, and so he is absolutely tin whistling it up and looking for eligible ladies.
Looking for eligible ladies. Make a courtesy check.
Where did my Roll20 go? There it is. Oh,
Ooh,
so
just
close.
missed it.
Listen,
I
you may not understand.
If I had the actual 5 points that I thought I did, That
You
would've
may
been a
not
crit.
understand what's going on here, the politics of the area, but that doesn't mean the local ladies don't understand that you're a Salisbury knight, and that means you're trouble. No matter how seductive your hip rhythms or how crooning your toot-tootings, your tin whistle can't overcome their iron walls. You
Fair
find
enough.
no reprieve here in the halls of Duke Ulfius.
They're just not ready for jazz. That's all it is. But their kids will love it.
I just have this
Wow,
image of,
okay, you're going 2 different movies?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
okay. Jesus. Yeah, go ahead, Spoon. Please pull us out of this nosedive.
over the dulcet notes of Careless Whisper. Sir Kendric is going to go over to Sir Laverton and congratulate him on his marriage.
Ah, the soup knight.
Yes.
He is verily glad, and he says, "Yes, I am verily glad. Why? It just feels like it was but 7, 8 years ago since we were crouching by the side of a river, hoping to get a stew together properly while making a charge across Meercrid Creek, and now look at you, the mad bear, the young wolf, the lone survivor, slayer of Gorlo. This slightly older knight looks at you with a sense of sadness at looking at someone who has accomplished what would make one great while he, entering middle age, is not anywhere close to your level of glory. And he says, you've done well. I remember taking a shit together with you at Meercrid Creek. And now they say you take shits together with the king.
Well, just the once, but I
He
was
slaps you on
wondering.
the shoulder.
Yeah, I was wondering if Roderick had spoken to you about whether or not you would be released to be able to perhaps join the Order of the Axe.
He had mentioned it to me before my marriage, but I'm afraid that I am kept quite busy at home now. I have
I understand.
obligations.
Yes, of course.
I do understand that Sir Gwent has joined your order.
He has. Yes, he was the squire of one of the founders, Sir Owain.
As I've lost a considerable amount of spare libra to him.
Yes.
Quite the card player.
Not as much
Indeed.
as lost to the captain of the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, though
It was a real terrible situation.
though we all lost quite a few libra to Sir Thebert, whose lands are just north of us here in Marlborough.
Thanks for the
Well,
he clasps you on the shoulder again and says, if you ever need a good onion soup, you know where to find me, in Salisbury.
of course.
He gives you like a sad look in his eyes, and the sad music from Scrubs plays.
Yeah.
He does a 3/4 theater turn and walks away from you at an angle.
Yeah, so the audience can still see his face.
Yeah, of course. You understand how this works.
Yeah.
As you're getting ready to do something else, you hear the sound of the electric lighting. As the hall goes black, a single spotlight takes place. A knight, distinguished looking, glorious, wearing a crown, no swords or anything, but that's to be expected, given that he's in another Duke's Hall. He enters covered in, he's got a lion's fur and like the lion's head on his shoulder, which is of course a display of truly extreme wealth and reach to get such a storied creature from so far south, from an entire continent away. You could tell he's got backup dancers ready to go and people just off screen. As he says, I prefer it the old ways, these old days, this young Brit. And he begins to just sort of make his way as like a line of colorful dancers wearing bright yellows and dark greens, in tights and like leather, almost like faux armor, follow behind him and begin spreading out throughout the hall. All of them have the same flag, an emblem somewhere on their person. I will offer you all a chance for heraldry rolls before we get to the second verse.
Nope.
You have no idea who this is.
Also, no. Yep.
My ideals are quite conservative, and I know it's quite adversative, but the raiding and pillaging appeal to my knightly ideal. Though I am loath to request, while I find myself on a quest for the loneliness of the beast, change not this country in the least. Things were better long ago, do not change things just for show. Social progression is a blight, and we kings are at the height. He's now standing on top of Ulfius's table, drinking with him, and says, our power uncontested, our enemies arrested, the Saxons are so shelly when they come to face King Pelly. And everyone loses their fucking minds at the introduction of King Pellinor, one of the most storied knights in the land. You can hear...
I Sheila Booth clap, you know.
Of course, yeah. Someone nearby is just like, incredible. He managed to fit his whole backstory, including his personal motto and themes, into it in just 5 verses.
So it was King Pellinor singing about himself. It wasn't
Correct.
like a
he was singing
herald.
about himself while his backup
Okay.
dancers were moving through the hall. Correct.
Okay, no worries.
Pellinor, good King Pellinor, good King Pelly would, of course, perform this himself. Now is your opportunity to take another series of actions around this feast.
I mean, is Pellinor going to Uther and they're talking, or is he...
Uther is not in this hall, and you will not find Uther at any point during any of these discussions. He has withdrawn from society. This is Ulfius's feast.
Okay. Is this like is an opportunity here? So is what I'm getting is Pellinor going among the masses, or is he going to the high table? And
he is doing both. He is moving between the heads of tables in order to talk to people, and is allowing people to come talk to him in the process.
Okay,
it's an extremely mobile social event.
I don't think that Gwgan is the sort who would sort of approach him to talk, but would sort of like, if there is like a fanboy circle around him, would sort of join the circle and hear what he's saying.
Perfect.
Right.
You can join that circle. I forgot to announce this. For the rest of the feast, the following rules are in effect. If you only speak in rhyming couplets, you get 20 points of glory. If you also sing, you get 50 points of glory.
What if I play the tin whistle?
Do you have a tin whistle in real life that you will play? I want to be clear here. This glory is not the actions I'm asking your players to undertake, not your characters. You, Glimo, you must rhyme in couplet and sing if you want that 50 glory. I feel like he's about to actually play Careless Whisper out of saxophone. He's from Norwich. I think he could do Darude Sandstorm on a kazoo, and that's about it. I can't see what you're holding up.
Or I have my homemade theremin.
Your theremin? No, I'm not going to count the theremin. An instrument that will not exist for 1,500 more years. Yeah. What would the three of you like to do? Gwgan is, of course, entering into the circle around good King Pelly.
I think Kendric will go speak with Duke Orpheus.
Duke Orpheus. Are you going to speak to Duke Orpheus to speak to Duke Orpheus, or do you want the royal news from him?
He's going for the royal news.
Very well. Herawd, what are you doing?
Ibis.
Hebes. See, that's the thing. I'm looking at the overlay to get the names.
Hebes was definitely struck by the showmanship, and so is going to be going around Eleanor and his musicians.
Very well. We'll get to that in a second. Kendric, you go to make with Duke Orpheus. You make your way to the head of the line. It takes less time than you would think. You appear to be afforded higher and higher level of glory. And more importantly, with the king not present, many knights and nobles have simply chosen to retire for the day. It would seem that many have come here, for royal recognition and are ducking out early in the sort of CEO at a Super Bowl sort of way. Orpheus turns to face you and says, King Claudius of the Franks won a great battle last year against the Alemanni, his great opponents. He promised his wife and his bishop that he would become Christian if he won, and now they are pressing him to hold that promise.
Interesting.
I have not expressed my condolences to you on the loss of Sir Herawd, so allow me to do so in person. His death was a great tragedy for the realm.
Thank you, Your Grace. I know that you and he had
a special relationship.
Yes. His passing was unfortunate.
I enjoyed my conversations with him. He was trying, and sometimes he would take things over the edge, but I'm loath to part with him.
He did have his own way of doing things, Your Grace. He will be missed.
Gestures for you to move along because there's more people waiting in line. Jesus, Hebbies. If you would like to, you may test for your tin whistle to accompany the next musical number.
Absolutely. There it is. That's a success.
Yep. Gwgan,
Yes.
as you are nearby, you could see Herawd is getting closer and closer. And then suddenly, Pellinor...
All right, he's back from the dead. I scream and I see my friend's ghost.
Okay, so Pellinor springs up, gets up on the table, and is apparently going to recap the last year and exposit all the important information you need going forward about important political events in the form of a song.
Oh, I'll definitely be listening to that.
As you're watching her... Hebbies, I cannot look at this overlay. It's killing me. Hebbies just joins in and starts tin whistling, despite the fact he doesn't know the tune at all. He does a pretty good job accompanying, apparently. So he's up on the table and he says, "From the mountains of the west down to the sea, Britain I see. Britain I see." And then he gestures to the south and says, "From the lands of Earl Roderick up to Orkney, Britain I see. Britain I see. A baby born in Logres gone, the son of Satan under sus. A pallor under the kingdom falls, the queen a gloomy glus. If Uther dies, then we're all screwed. interregnum we will fall. Lot of Orkney, Morgoth his wife, Scotland are his halls. Yes, the literal rule of Logres now, to a foreigner it falls. The lines of kings, unbroken over, shouted from the walls. And then you could see that, like, someone is walking past with, like, the king's colors, and he goes, oh, yeah, this has been a minute with, good King Pelly of Norgals. That rhymes with walls, right? And he gets down from the table.
All right.
Is that what would happen?
Yes,
The
there is
line of
no
succession?
legal heir. Yeah.
I turn to Hebe's.
It falls
Did
to
he
the
just
eldest
mention-
born of the adopted family, which would be Morgoth, which means her husband, King Lot of Orkney, would then be ruler of Logres, a kingdom to which he has zero ties to, and in fact has warred with.
He's definitely Crusader Kings 3 in this thing.
Did he
sorry.
just mention? Did he just mention the king's demise? Such word may be seen as treasonous, guys.
He's doing it, chat! He's doing it! He was talking to you, Glimo.
Yes.
I'm sure he didn't mean it that way. But perhaps only he can say.
I feel like James is just using AI to write it, and Glimo's over here manually writing it on a piece of paper. That's the battle that's going on right now. James is like, prompt, rhyming couplets, old English with an E on old.
If we engage in conversation, we might do well to seek the truth behind the words he did tell.
Ooh.
I'm not jumping in here.
They want that glory, though. They thirst for it.
King Pelly, would you lend us an ear? We are looking, perhaps, to hear more.
He turns to you and says, I'm good King Pelly, and I'm here to say I'll answer all of your questions in a rhyming way.
It's hard. Gwgan and Heby's a duo so grand, joined together hand in hand. Adventurers bold, our spirits aligned, embarking on journeys one of a kind, facing challenges with hearts unafraid. Gwgan and Heby's an unbreakable brigade.
I feel that you've informed me of your exposition, but I must say, you seem to have come to me quite a mission. Can I ask what it is that you want from me? So that I can discharge unto you my duty.
My dear King Pellinor, let me clarify. I apologize if my words caused you to pry. Why did you speak of the king's demise in formed words of poetic guise?
I'm going to need a minute for this one. Talk amongst yourselves.
Vamp! Everybody vamp!
There's no musical interlude.
While Arthur comes up with his response, I think we see a scene of Kendric going over to Herawd's widow, and he will say to her, if you ever need anything, your husband and I were very close friends, as I'm sure you know, and our manners are not too far apart. You can always call upon Pitton for aid. and I mean, I assume she just takes that well, and it's not like get the fuck away from me. But yeah, so he is just going to reach out and tell her that at any point, should she need assistance, that he and his family are willing to help.
This is great radio.
Well,
Yeah.
well, Arthur's trying to
Listen,
figure things
guys,
out.
I didn't know you were going to
Hey.
challenge me to a rap battle, and I'm
let
not
me go
using
pull up.
AI.
Hey,
I'm fucking writing this off the cuff. Listen,
Let me go pull up her character sheet.
rhymed what the fuck did I rhyme with mission? Exposition. I rhymed exposition on the spot. Okay, give me some credit.
You rang this bell, Arthur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
You
about to
can't unring
unring
the
this bell.
Failure. on
You're just going to
spy.
fail in trying to decide if you're being duplicitous or not.
Yeah.
So I guess that she is going to
Does she trust Sir Kendric?
she knows that Herawd trusted Kendric, but she also knows that it's quite likely that someone that Herawd trusted greatly
Was the
had
one who
something
killed
to do
him?
with his
Yeah.
demise.
Sure.
So she will be nothing but courteous in public, but I don't think she's going to be calling on you anytime soon. I think she's going to keep things within the family until she knows more.
Of course.
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
I speak today of the line of succession, and count me not among the numbers of the Hessian. Logres king's demise I wish for not, but your political matters I find are fraught. A stable ally I truly wish, so the gossip I've heard I shall dish. Now walk I far from home on mission clear, the questing beast I find is near. Its fumets I taste, its cries I've heard, so I mean no disrespect to your king. Please, take me at my word.
Well, no treasonous tent resides in your rhyme, just a playful twist in poetic chime.
Now, for the folks at home, fumets is poop. So this guy literally is bragging that he tastes
Yeah.
poop in order to chase after a magical beast. He gestures for the two of you to join him at somebody else's table.
I need to tear no one asunder. I consider myself a hunter.
He nods impressed. On the morrow I shall ride.
Shall I sit beside?
He nods.
Then at first light we shall give flight.
Very well. I shall retire for the night.
I must say, the gossip isn't Christian. It's not what we're taught. Instead, let kindness and compassion be the thoughts we're taught. He did offer what he said as gossip, so
That's true.
yeah. And I don't abide gossip, so I have to chastise the king in rhyming couplets.
He turns to you and says, when it comes to matters that the Christians avail, you will find that it is my father who tends the grail. He takes a drink from his cup, stands up, and leaves.
That's good.
Thanks.
All right.
I'm really
Heavy's-
struggling here. I don't have
What a-
AI to help me. I'm writing it myself.
Yeah. What a strange man. Unique in his own way. His quirks and oddities, they color the day.
It's hard to tell how much of this is James, honestly.
I have no room for sorrow. I seek only joy on the morrow. And at that point, he'll
Do a little
whistle
number.
himself off
Yeah,
stage.
okay.
Okay. I would like you to roll a hunting roll, Herawd, as you and Pellinor go after the questing beast.
I warn my
fumble. Oh, no.
I warn my players they might catch the curse from Pellinor.
Oh, no.
You are traveling through the forests of Silchester, unfamiliar land, Hebbies, as you go with Pellinor. He continues to speak only in rhyming couplets at all times, even among his squires, of which there are currently only one as he rides away from the castle. He does have quite a retinue, but he only brings one squire with him to hunt the beast, Glatisant. There is a baying of hounds and the sound of the wild hunt of fairy lore. And you are so filled with fear, I need to ask you to make a valorous roll.
Crit.
Go ahead and check it.
I think it goes up, doesn't it, with your crit of passion? No, sorry, a
It's
trait.
a trait.
Yeah, it goes up.
You have, I'm going to take a long shot here and assume your fairy lore probably isn't that good.
2.
You have little to no experience with the wild hunt, with Glatisant, with any of this, but you are a knight, Hebis. And as much as you are not the mad bear, as much as you are not the great crusader Gwgan, the pious one, the honest and just, instead, you find yourself with the option. You do not flee. If you wish, you can redouble your efforts. King Pellinor has pulled away from you and is entering into a mist that has enshrouded the area. There is no dishonor in withdrawing under your own power, but if you continue, you are in grave threat of all things Fae.
Oh, I think Hebes is down. I think he, Hebes is looking for a way to prove himself. And, especially given that the man who raised him to knighthood, was suddenly and in a lot of people's minds dishonorably died, like right after raising him to knighthood. Like Hebes feels like he needs a way to prove himself.
You and good King Pelly ride. He seems surprised to still find you at his side. You think he may have never actually had a companion ride with him before this far into All Things Matter Bay. And he continues to ride, and the noise of the hounds is receding. It sounds to you like it's getting farther away, and yet he chases it. And then he suddenly slows. You slow as well. As you almost break into a clearing, you can see that there is a small creek. And from out of the forest on the far side comes some sort of strange fairy beast. Make a fairy lore roll.
Nope.
You recognize it not, but King Pellinor stands entranced as the creature stoops down. As it does so, the howling and the barking stops as its mouth is filled with water. Do you wish to do anything other than watch with Pellinor, who seems to be moving uncomfortably in his seat, preparing a lance?
I will also draw my lance.
Very well. I'd like you to make a dex roll.
Two out of 10.
I need to roll a 4 or lower. No. You and Pellinor begin to ride toward the questing beast Gladysson. Of course, you have no idea what you're riding against. It is simply some strange fairy beast to you. As the two of you break and begin getting the speed to charge, the beast stands up on its hind legs, looks at you, looks confused, looks at Pellinor, and then just begins swallowing, baying, and bouncing away. You have failed to overcome its avoidance. At this point, Pellinor Digos immediately is just like, we must continue to ride! With me, Hebbies! With me! And it's some fucking Don Quixote shit. Like, his face is going pale, sweat is pouring down. You can tell, no roll needed, he is under a magical compulsion to hunt this thing.
For the king and the hunt.
Okay. I would like you to make another hunting roll.
Oh, I think there's another character.
That's a success.
My man's on patrol right now. Calm down. Make a awareness roll.
Nope.
Okay. The two of you continue to hunt for some time, and at some point, you lose King Pellinor de Gauls. You find yourself in a very not fey, very real forest quite close to Silchester that you recognize is several hours from the castle. You are exhausted. Your horse is, you've been riding, a charger through the woods at top speed for what feels like minutes, but given the way your horse looks, must have been hours.
How far am I from the nearest civilization?
Oh, like a village or something? Probably like an hour, maybe.
Okay.
You're about 3 hours from Silchester.
I think that that Hebes then would walk his horse to like if it's after sundown, Hebes will just walk his horse to the nearest village and get accommodations for the night.
All anyone can speak of is the appearance of good King Pellinor nearby, and many heard the sound of the questing beast passing.
Passing by. It rhymes.
I'm expositing to you. I'm not speaking to you in character.
Yeah, I mean the reason that Heavy's lost track of Pellinor is because when Pellinor called him to aid, he didn't rhyme it. So.
Yes, that was it, James. Surely that was it. Man, Pellinor has some fucking OP stats, brother.
Dude's a beast.
I love that his hate Irish is 10 for no particular reason. Yeah. Gwgan, Kendric.
Yes.
Herawd does not return.
Yeah, he's dead.
God damn it. I'm not wrong, though. I'm not wrong. You can give me for a lot, but not for that one.
That's right.
I was right.
Yep.
A stock clock is right twice a day. That's right.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I appreciate being called a
does
stop
not return
clock.
either. For how, like, so just that, like,
That
we wake
night,
up in the
yes.
morning.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no word of him in the morning either.
Okay. I mean, did if we ask around, did anyone see him ride out that
Yes,
morning?
everyone saw him ride out.
Yeah, with the king?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to be missing 48 hours before we can legally declare him as missing. So
Don't spread that. That's not how it works in America, and I doubt it's how it works in Australia either.
Should we ride out, see if we can find any local peasantry that has seen either Hebbies or the king?
yeah, I mean, I'm not so concerned because as you know, hunts can go for days. But
Yeah, of course.
if we have nothing else on, then there's no harm in us going. We make sure they're safe. So
Do we have anything else going on?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, it'll be a nice ride.
Yeah, through the countryside here.
Of a hostile area that doesn't like us.
You find Hebbies rather easily.
Hebes. You look like you've seen better days.
My brothers, it was an exhausting and quite strange hunt.
Where's the king?
I lost sight of him at some point in a strange fog that enveloped us, and I found myself outside this village.
Can I test fairy lore?
Yes.
Because this sounds like some Merlin bullshit.
Sure. You can't add hate Merlin, though, because it's not Merlin bullshit.
Yeah, correct. So I have very little chance of succeeding. Oh, shit.
Nice.
Go ahead and check mark the skill.
Yep.
You recognize this as normal for someone chasing Glantisant. Hebbies is not one of the chosen who have been selected. Only a rare bloodline from the Northern Lake countries, the de Gaul's family, are often called to entertain the beast. So the beast must be chased. That's simply part of its nature. And only those who are called to chase it can do so. Occasionally, those of the bloodlines may temporarily gain allies in the same way the Doctor from Doctor Who keeps temporary companions, but those people will come and go. Only the chosen of the Gauls can truly chase the beast, which means that Hebbies must have gotten quite close for the curse to activate, that he should be cast away from the quest.
Okay. Interesting.
It is a great honor to ride alongside a king, and indeed to get so close to Glantisant. Were King Pellinor to confirm this story, it would bestow great honor upon Hebbies, and not Herawd.
Well, let's get you back to the castle. We can raise an ale and you can tell us all about it.
Do we need to look for the king?
No, the king will. He is still hunting the beast, and he probably will be for the rest of his life.
Okay. Well, it seems you have a story to tell, at a minimum, Hebbies.
Certainly happy to tell the tale of what I know.
And I apologize as well for the strange manner of my speech last night. I don't know what came over me.
Yes, you two seem to be spending quite a bit of time with King Pellinor.
It's like the muse came upon us, and suddenly we could speak of nothing, not in strange tones, and I felt compelled to follow that man anywhere.
Well, at least he wasn't a bore.
In
That's for
either
sure.
sense.
Let's get back to the castle.
You all find yourselves in quite a conundrum. Your Earl has been selected to lead a envoy north to Malahut. The king has acted very oddly recently, as you are all aware. Doctors have been seen entering his chambers, and everyone who gossips knows that he is ill. Earl Roderick is not happy with whatever is supposed to happen at Malahut, and is selecting knights who will not annoy him on his journey north.
Oh, that leaves us out.
I would like to be considered.
Yeah, I was going to say, if
annoying.
you want to deselect yourself, that's fine, but
Yeah.
No, I feel like Kendric is not an annoying knight, for sure.
well, Heppies, if you want to be left behind, I can't make you.
I just thought that we were the annoying ones.
No, I think that Earl Roderick has taken to, on this journey, you know, when you stop for the night, he'll be like, Ibis,
Play me a tune.
let me a tune, Ibis. I need to see the light of the sun in my eyes again. He's gonna full on Denethor on the trip north.
You sing, lad. Well, no, but I play the tin whistle.
As he eats tomatoes, grape tomatoes.
I love that the scene is like, we have no songs among the hobbits that are fit for the halls of kings, and the very next song that he sings is a song fit for the hall of the kings. His shadow, amazing. These motherfuckers are so full of shit. As you all are escorting the Earl, you find that there is some sort of alliance being proposed by Malahut, but you are not given your own food when you arrive and are expected to find your own housing. Some of you, actually at this point, I think the only one who's been to Ibaraka may actually just be Kendric.
Mm-hmm.
You are denied entry into Ibaraka, into the city. So Roderick is forced to tent outside and buy enough food to take care of all of his own knights, which is somewhat enraging.
Yeah, it's a violation of the
Hospitality.
hospitality.
Kendric's a keen hunter. Like, could we hunt to help supplement the food, or would it
Absolutely,
would it also
go
be a
ahead.
breach to hunt? Well, I'd say, but would it be breaching etiquette to hunt on Abraham's land though, without permission?
Probably, but you can do it if you want to.
Well, does Roderick want us to? If we offer to,
That's a
Yeah,
great
that's-
question.
I mean,
Roderick,
you're the hunt master, Kendrick. I don't want to take that. I don't want to take this away from you. So
Roderick will absolutely authorize this.
Okay. Yeah, then Kendrick will go hunting.
He's got to get food.
Yep. All right, let's see here.
You really don't want to fail this, though.
Success.
Okay. You get a subsistent amount needed to keep Roderick's people from perishing. I would like all of you to roll intrigue.
No.
No.
This is what happens when I kill Pascal Jaden. I deserve this. After a few weeks, Earl Roderick leaves closed mouth and upset, fuming with no agreements, and the city of Ibaracum left behind him.
And I think, like, on the ride back, Sir Kendrick will talk to Sir Gwgan and Sir Hebes and be like, I'm not surprised. The last time I was here, the king treated us poorly, to say the least.
I wonder if his issue is with us or with Uther, who we serve.
Doesn't really matter. The insults given to our lord were great. Forced to sleep outside the walls, gather our own food. You'd almost think we were his enemies.
At least we had you to lead the hunt.
I'm happy to take a few deer off of the Centurion King's lands.
Well, it seems unlikely that Uther is going to get a favourable collegiate vote while this sort of attitude continues in Britain.
At least from the north. Perhaps King Lot can talk some sense into him. Because Lot's lands are north of here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lot's lands are above Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah. They're in Scotland.
Yeah, because he's...
I believe I mentioned this earlier during the song.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. He is King Lot of Lothian, which is
He's
what the region
King Lot
ends
of
up...
Orkney, according to his book.
In the future...
He will be known as Lot of Lothian, yes.
Yeah, because the area becomes named after him.
Don't worry, it'll be called Scotland eventually, and they'll really, really want to not be part of Logres.
Do you know what the national animal of Scotland is?
The unicorn.
A fox.
Yeah, correct.
Oh.
Yeah, the unicorn.
Whatever happened to that Robert the Bruce guy? Nothing good, I imagine. At the very least, he's dead, so...
Yeah.
I need all of you to roll awareness.
Nope.
Yes.
We have a success.
We have 2 successes.
Okay. You are riding with Roderick on your way back south when you find yourselves ambushed. You have time to warn your companions, get weapons out, and prepare yourselves before you are all attacked on your roundseas that you are riding south. You are your group is horribly outnumbered 3-1. It definitely looks like a chieftain is engaging Roderick, and each of you has 3 warriors to battle. This is no one-on-one duel. You are being ganged up on. You have a few moments if you want to move to a different course, if you want to select a weapon. There's no charging here. You simply don't have the time. And Roderick is calling for a line formation just so that there's some order to this battle.
Babies will draw a sword.
Draw a sword.
Draw a sword. Who are the attackers?
Saxons, it would seem.
Okay.
Saxons with a white hand upon their face.
Who do you serve?
Saruman.
Are they footmen or mounted?
They're warriors. They're on foot.
Excellent.
Kendric is also going to draw a sword here.
Just to be clear, they have you surrounded and are approaching from all directions.
Yep.
There's no escape from this. You've noticed the ambush coming, but you are indeed being ambushed.
And enough to call to arms and everything. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Any passions you want to activate before
I would like to hate Saxons.
I can't stop you from hating Saxons, but if you'd like to roll to get a passion bonus,
I crit hating Saxons
on a 17 as well, so I believe that's quite a big bonus.
That is, yeah.
I will also take my hate Saxons passion.
Very
I
well.
will also hate Saxons.
Everyone
Success.
succeeds. This is bad for me. I'm in
We
danger.
all hate Saxons.
Yeah.
And before we get into combat proper, would this be a good time for our 9 o'clock break?
Yeah, maybe. I was really looking forward to killing you guys. All right, we'll be back in
you
about
still-
5
you
minutes.
You
for the
can
final
save it
part.
as a treat for in the final part.
We're gonna.
You
We're
just
gonna
throw us off a roof.
kill Hebes again, and all right, we'll be back soon. Welcome to the last part, friends.
Of the show ever, as we all die.
Even if you all die, we've already discussed your children will carry on, your wayward sons. There'll be peace when you're done, but you have 3 people attacking each of you. They are choosing to attack. You get to make some decisions here as to how you want to distribute or defend yourselves. There's also the concern that Roderick is in a duel.
Let's see here.
Mechanically, is it possible for Hebes to just break through and...
You'll get 3 free attacks made against you.
Mm-hmm. That could be bad.
It could be bad.
I think we try need to thin the herd first.
You get your +5, -5 because they're on foot.
Yeah.
So the way that works as well is so you take your total pool, you split your total pool, and then you get those sort of modifiers afterwards. So if you had say a pool of 15, you did 5 to each person. You'd actually have 10 to each person because you'd get the +5 for each. Because that way, if like 2 of them were mounted and one of them wasn't, you only get the modifier on the one that's not mounted, for example. So I'm just going to fight my 3 opponents. I'm going to split my pool 10, 8, and 8, which will give me 15, 13, and 13 on my 3 guys, Arthur.
Very well.
And they'll the -5 situational.
And so our total pool is our total, because we're all impassioned. So we all have the plus. Well, you're critical though.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Yeah,
get the +10, but we get the +5, and so that's included in our pool that we're splitting.
that's right. Yeah, so you split that, but you don't split your mounted bonus. The mounted bonus goes per opponent you're fighting. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm happy to go first if you like, Arthur.
Very well.
I'm ready.
Let's roll.
All right. So this is my against the first opponent. I succeed on a 2.
Okay. I fail.
Okay. So I will do regular damage to him. Oh, that's big 10 with 3 1s, a 3 and a 4.
No shield. Very well.
Second guy, I hit on an 11.
Sorry, I'm making copies of all these so I can keep track of your individual opponents. Okay. I fail.
Okay, so he will take 16 damage.
Okay. That will match his size, so I need to make a roll to stay standing.
Yeah. He's good.
He's good.
Unless his dex is horrible.
No, he's good. I mean, it's
and
not
the
great,
third guy, I succeed on a 5.
He fails as well.
That one takes another 16 too.
Very well.
So I'm going to split 10, 10, and 2, which will be 15, 15, and 7.
Your third guy goes down.
Okay.
All right, you said 10?
Yeah, so I'm splitting 10, 10, and then 2 on my third one, which will give me 15, 15, and then 7 to roll
I
against.
fumble.
I succeed.
Bad news. His axe is destroyed.
And then I do 17 points of damage.
He fumbles again. You smote him to the ground, flinging his axe away. It breaks in half, and the blade just embeds itself in the ground, You could see it hit a rock on its path out and is chipped. This guy is like on the ground, like, Saxon words. Sorry, I don't speak Saxon, only Hessian. He succeeds.
It's early dramatic, so
partial success.
He'll get his shield against my damage. So that's 24 points of damage for the second strike.
Okay, he will.
But that's right. Your thing is more damage against armored opponent, not shields, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and I'm using my sword this combat anyway. Kendric's a real big guy, so he hits real hard.
Yeah.
He goes down as well.
And then this one I'll be rolling against a 7. Succeed.
I'd like to succeed at an attacking roll every once in a while, if you don't mind.
Yeah. There you go.
He does indeed hit you. $23.
And he's got an axe.
Yes.
So I will only take off. So I'll take 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. You'll need to test horsemanship as well.
No. Well, yes, I will. Yes, I will. That's
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try to
deceive
me.
It was close.
Don't deceive me with your equivocations.
It was close. Critical.
Critically staying in the saddle. Go ahead and check that.
Yep.
Glimo. Let's talk about distributions.
I have a 15 sword plus 5 for impassion is 20, so I'm going to go 6, 7, 7.
Okay.
And then plus 5
so
on
11,
each
12,
of them.
12.
11, 12, 12.
Okay, let's roll. That's a success. No, sorry, that's a failure.
That's a success for me.
Sure, go ahead.
21 damage.
Look at those 6s, baby.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Success, he's up. The next guy.
Okay. Second one, success.
Fumbles.
So I break
is
his
destroyed.
axe.
Yep.
Irregular damage.
17.
Okay. Okay. And he stays standing.
Third one, I fail.
That is a failure as well.
Well,
no one is dead. There are 4 Saxons on the ground between you all. Several are needing to stand up or draw spears. James, I will roll back to you. Your down Saxon is standing up and is thusly vulnerable.
Vulnerable in what way? So he's just standing up defensively, or
He's standing up. Period. End of story.
Okay. So he's not. So I will just split.
He is vulnerable. Sorry if you heard.
Sorry. I don't. So he's not attacking me. So I can just split my pull between the other two if I ignore him while he stands up. Okay. Well,
or you can take a free hit on him uncontested.
Well, I mean, you're right. I suppose I could devote one to him and try and roll one. Yeah. That's right. I'll just focus on the other two for the moment, the ones that are the greater threat. So I will put 13 on each, which means I'm rolling against 18 on each.
Success.
You beat me.
That will indeed provide me with the victory I seek. This guy comes in with a spinning blade attack. He holds the axe handle and just spins at you with a wild abandon of a man who wants to be a berserker one day. 16 versus your armor and shield, I believe, will simply bounce off.
Oh, I need to roll.
You have to roll for shield.
Yeah. So I get 13 plus. Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh wait, well, no, yeah, you're actually fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, but I still need to make a horsemanship roll.
What's your size?
My size is 15.
Okay, yes. And you
Yeah, I
succeed.
succeed.
All right, next warrior in line.
Yep.
Oh, so we ignore that roll.
Oh, wow. I'm rolling.
I fail, so you will hit.
Okay, normal damage. So this is a guy I hit with 16 the first time. Another 16.
Okay.
I'm nothing if not consistent. No.
I really want to make sure that the audience understands how incredibly dangerous this battle is for you guys. Like, I know we're just rolling right now, but being surrounded by 3 guys, even if they have a fairly low chance to hit, is so bad for you. All right, so that
the moment we went on a horse, that's a 10-point shift in the equation because we lose the amount of bonus and they lose the amount of penalty. So
Yes.
he stays standing. We are back to the 2 downed warriors. One will switch to spear while standing up, and the other will stand up. Which leaves you with 1 standing opponent, Kendric.
How is Earl Roderick doing in his duel?
I mean, the chieftain is 1v1ing him via horse.
Yeah.
They are clashing. It's not like the mightiest blows you've ever seen, but these are 2 competent warriors who are also equally paying attention to how to distribute their men in battle. Yeah. So they are not fully committing to the duel. Roderick, I mean, any amount of damage can kill a man at Roderick's age. He's no young man, to be clear.
Right.
This person attacking him is much younger. He's under threat. That's all there is to it. Like, he's holding his own for now. He's under threat.
Sure. So I think Kendric will begin shouting to try and organize people to cut their way clear. And I am going to assign so I'm going to go 2 to the guy who's still up, and then 10 and 10 to my 2 downed opponents to try and kill them.
Okay.
So I'll be 15.
Just take your 2 downed ones first.
Yeah. That's a success.
Sure.
Just roll damage.
Yeah.
That's 21 points.
Okay. He is unconscious with a major wound, functionally out of this combat.
And that's a success on the second downed one.
Okay. Go ahead.
For 28 points of damage.
He is demonstrably dead.
And then on the 7, that's a failure.
That is a hit.
Okay.
You cry out, to Roderick, and while you are not looking, with your back turned, fully focused on the 2 downed men, you feel a hit to your back, mostly deflected by your chainmail, but you still go, ah, dramatically from the camera. And, you know, the camera's looking at you from the front, so, like, the hit from the back always sees the axe come over, and then you, ah! You'll need to roll for shield to see how much of that you can block with your bod.
I got a failure, so I just get armor.
Ah, okay. Well, then you take 5.
Yep.
I expect your size is too big to be affected by this.
Correct.
Glimo, my friend, it's time for the 2 of us to battle. Your warrior whose axe is destroyed is pulling a spear.
And then the other 2 are...
The other 2 are still attacking. Yeah.
All right.
Success.
I'm gonna do 10, 10, 5.
Okay.
5 on the guy that doesn't have a weapon.
I mean, he has a spear.
Well, oh, okay. So he is attacking me with a spear this
Yes.
round?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I said,
thought he
he's
was
switching to a spear. He has a new weapon in hand.
okay. So he's in the fight this round.
Correct.
Okay, then in that case, I'll do the 6, 7, 7 again. All right, and the 6 against the spear guy, I guess.
Okay.
What order are we going? Does it matter?
Let's do spear guy first. So
Spear guy first. Okay.
he has a success.
I fail.
Okay. He hits you. This could be bad. It's questionably. This is not an axe, so you get
doesn't hurt me at all. I have
Chivalry
chainmail,
armor.
shield, and armor of chivalry.
you don't have shield on this
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
have shield.
because you didn't
Yeah, because
succeed.
you failed.
Oh, okay.
So you're down 6
then
points.
I take 5.
Yes. Does 18 exceed your size? If so, test horsemanship.
It does, and I will test horsemanship and succeed.
Very well. Now you're 7 versus one of the axemen. That's a failure.
Fail for me too.
And the final attacker. Success.
Fail.
$21.
So I get 13 of that blocked.
So 8.
Yep.
And a test for horsemanship.
Success.
Okay. James,
Guess I should have
back
just
to,
ridden off. Jesus.
back to you.
Right, so I'm still fighting 3, so I can't break away just yet. So I'm going to do the same one I did previously, which was 10, 8, and 8.
Okay.
And the 8, one of the 8s will be on the spearman.
Okay.
So we're
one
going
of
to do
the
the spear guy first.
Okay.
Okay. That succeeds.
That is a critical.
Okay.
This is that new character shit right
Oh,
here. 40 points of damage.
Okay. So I will get. I still get my shield. It's a spear, so I get full shield.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be 15, and chivalry is 3.
18.
So
Take 22.
18, 22. Okay. So that is takes me to exactly my unconscious threshold.
I believe you still get your other attacks.
I do, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
all happening
This
simultaneously.
could be
Simultaneous.
quite bad for you because you've already declared them.
Yeah.
You could very conceivably die from this.
Yeah.
Uh,
So the first one is so I'll do my higher sword then against the what is it? So I crit with that sword attack.
oh boy. I
Hell
really need
yeah.
a 9 to show up here.
Nope.
Okay, so it'll be 16. He'll take 44.
He's dead.
And the other guy, I hit on a 6.
You better rage. Rage to your god. That is a miss.
Okay, so next 20. That's the guy that took 16 twice.
That is not the order I've been doing these in.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I have accounted them in a different order. So you will, unfortunately for your math, survive this. No shield. So 14. Not great for him.
Gonna make a horseman
Yeah, it's showing
test.
up.
I fall off, and I'll take an extra d6 damage. That'll be enough to knock me unconscious because
Very well.
you don't pass out your unconscious effect roll, but you do. Oh, wow, I take another 6 wounds from falling my horse.
Oh boy.
You can write down for your injuries. Horse fell on top of me at the Battle of Malahut outside Ibaracum. Might have shattered my leg. Well, Spoon, I have great news. Your third warrior looks at an unconscious guy and a dead guy and begins to run away.
Okay.
You get a free shot at him, or you can do something else. Obviously, you have 2 allied warriors, and you could choose to break away and help Roderick.
Is Gwgan's squire picking him up?
Absolutely not. There are 2
Okay.
fully armed and ready to go Saxon warriors standing over his unconscious body pinned to the ground by a horse.
Jesus. Can I roll an opposed passion test between Loyalty Lord and Loyalty Order of the Axe?
No,
Okay, so I
you
have
can
to
only
choose.
have one passion.
Well, no, not to impassion, just to see.
I understand. I'm saying no because I don't want you
Okay.
to give free passion rolls and
No. Oh, okay.
checks and boosts and.
Yeah,
No.
these would
You
would not be.
chose. Listen, motherfucker. You passioned early. You chose a passion.
No. This
You
is
hate
not
Saxons.
this is not to mechanically benefit.
I understand. I'm still saying no.
I don't think you do.
I know.
I'm-
You want to be like, what's the bigger thing for me? Too
Yeah.
bad. You picked the bigger thing for you. It's hating Saxons.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
everyone has to
We're-
go Super Saiyan
we're
at
on
the
a-
start of
we're-
every fight.
We're on a different page.
right.
So I will just make the choice.
Make the choice.
He's going to go help Roderick.
Very well. You allow your Saxon to withdraw. I'll withdraw here.
So that means I'm fighting 5 now.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks,
I mean,
Kendric.
the other 2 don't seem to be. I don't want to say too much yet. That's a next round declarations thing, but they don't seem to be very interested in switching their attacks to you. But yes, you still have a spearman and 2 axemen facing you right now, Herawd.
EBs.
Oh, Jesus. All right, what do you want to do, EBs?
Well, I guess for this round, I will do what I've been doing. 6, 7, 7.
Which one are you putting on the spearman? And let's start with him.
I'll put the 6 on the spearman.
Okay. Let's do it. Nope.
Success.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Jesus. How
It
many
barely
ones?
Barely hurts, barely.
3 ones.
Not enough to test. Okay. Axeman. That's that.
Success.
If you weren't on a horse, that would be a critical. Unfortunately, it is a failure. Go ahead.
20 damage.
He is unconscious and nearly dead. The last one.
Success.
All I have to do is roll between a 2 and a 9. All I need to do is roll between a 2. I see. I've played Blood Bowl before. I knew how this worked. Go ahead.
17 damage.
Okay, you finally hurt this guy. -6 is 11. And he will test. He goes down.
Nice.
Okay, declarations at the start of the round. Now that there are 3, 4 on you, EBs, two of them are going to grab Gwgan and begin dragging him out from under the horse and back into the tree line. The other two are making attacks on you.
How are there 4 on Gwgan or 4 on Hebes?
Because you've left all of the enemies behind to face only Hebes.
No, I've left 4 of the enemies behind.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
There are 4 living enemies, and I'm telling you that...
two are fighting Hebes, 2 are trying to drag away.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying 4 were attacking Hebes and 2 were dragging Gwgan away, and I was like, wait a second, that math ain't mathing.
So one of mine is down on the ground.
Correct. The other 2 are still fighting you. One has a spear, one has an axe.
Well, no, one's dead and one's knocked down.
One is unconscious.
One's unconscious and one failed his knockdown roll.
Yes. Okay, so there are only 3 left. So one remains fighting you. It's the spearman. And the other 2 are pulling Gwgan out from under the horse and taking him into the woods.
I am going to eat the hit from the other guy to ride down the 2 guys that are trying to pull Gwgan away.
You don't need to do that. This is taking place in a small enough area that you don't turn your back on him and ride away, so to speak. Not in the same way Kendric completely leaving the area to go to Roderick.
But I think what he means is he's using his pull to attack the guys.
The twos who are dragging you.
Which means he's not using any of his pull against the guy that's staying, which means he's eating a free hit from that guy.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if I don't have, if I can attack all 3 of them, then I will.
You can.
Okay. Then I will do what I've been doing. I'll do 6 against the spearman and 7 against the 2 guys on Gwgan.
Okay. I am actually going to start with Kendric, though.
Okay.
The chieftain is not paying attention to you. You get a free back attack on him.
Nice.
That just to be clear, that will not sustain through future rounds, but he does not see you coming up. All right, go ahead. He is mounted, by the way, so you don't get...
Yeah, I just added my passion bonus. I didn't add the mounted bonus.
10.
23 points of damage.
Okay, he's dead. So Roderick is, battling. They're both calling out orders. You ride like a freight train and just slice this guy's head off as you go past him. His horse is still there. His body's flopping around, and Roderick's just like, "Huzzah! The Mad Bear!" And everybody starts shouting, "The Mad Bear!" Then he turns over and sees that several knights who are unconscious or dead are being dragged off into the woods. And he's trying to organize a counter to that. Herawd,
sure.
Congratulations. You're stage 1 of the counter.
Excellent.
Let's start with that spearman because he's got a lower skill level.
I fail.
Okay. Yes, I succeed. You're in danger.
I am indeed. So that's 3 points.
2 points.
Yeah,
10 plus 3.
10 plus 3.
10 plus 3. Yep, it's 2 points.
Axeman.
Hold on a second, I just get my hit points.
Oh, sorry, you actually get free shots on these guys.
Well, I get free shots?
Yeah,
because they're
hands full of knife.
Shit. Then I would have done my point pool differently, but that's okay.
Well, you still need successes.
Yeah, you still have to hit.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Just
to be clear, if you don't kill them, they're gonna you're gonna have to either chase them or they're gonna get away with Gwgan's unconscious body. Okay.
Success.
Yep.
14.
He's unconscious.
Success.
Go ahead.
11.
Minus 6
3
is
ones.
5. He is also unconscious. The
Nice.
spearman is the only one on his feet. Spoon, what would you like to do? The spearman is, of course, going to attack EBs and not Herawd.
So now that the Earl is safe, question mark?
It's a battle. He's not being dueled.
Yes. Okay. Are there are other knights around him?
I think you're the first knight to respond.
Okay.
There's battles still going on all around you.
Right. Kendric will be in phase 2 of the, hey, let's stop our knights from being pulled off into the woods and either slaughtered or ransomed back to us later. He's going to, do I see anyone I know being dragged away?
You do, in fact. We
Don't say Sir Baradin.
We flash back to those hunting rolls you made as we see a knight slicing wild onions into a cook pot, taking your gamey meats and putting them in there. A unconscious Baradin with blood leaking from under his armor is being dragged into the woods.
Yeah, I'm going to save Sir Baradin.
Okay.
I trust that Hebes has it.
We'll see what that roll looks like next time. Hebes, let's throw down.
Okay. So
you can fully commit to this if you want to.
I can fully commit to this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I will. So I get plus 10 on this because I get 5 for my passion and 5 for being mounted.
All you have to do is not roll a 1. You didn't roll a 1.
I did not roll a 1, although I was 1 away from a crit. Come on, damage. 15.
Okay. He goes unconscious. When you look back up, you find that down Saxon warrior has snuck away from the fight. The 4th one who was down.
Oh, okay.
You remember I didn't say anything else about him? He's gone.
Yeah.
He just crawled away while no one was looking.
Yeah, discretion is the better part of valor.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
Me and my 14 hit points are really okay with that.
All right, Kendric, it's a 1v1.
Yeah. So I get the mounted bonus as well against this guy?
Correct. He's on foot. He is engaging you with axe. He criticals. You critical.
I also critical. His axe is broken.
He looks down
damage.
at Baradin.
Uh-huh.
He sees you. I'm telling you what he's doing on his next turn.
Okay.
He's going to pull out a spear and he's going to hold the unconscious Baradin hostage. He's basically holding the tip of the spear to Baradin's eye and saying, like, let me go or I will kill him.
Yeah, I'll say a life for a life. You leave him and I will not chase you.
Okay. Make a truthiness roll.
A truthiness roll, all right.
This isn't whether you're telling the truth, it's whether he believes you.
Whether he believes me.
Yes. You are still impassioned
success.
with hate Saxons, ironically.
So yeah, that's even more of a success then, because I would
Go
have
ahead and take a check mark in truthiness.
Okay.
He drags Baradin 2 more steps and then starts walking backwards and then starts jogging away from the battle. He is not the only Saxon to withdraw here.
All right.
Gentlemen, this has been a disaster for the ambushing Saxons. It's clear they thought that they were going to get some sweet hostages. It looks like they pre-selected certain knights. The 3 of you faced many more opponents than your fellow knights. Specifically, it looks like they were targeting Gwgan, a knight renowned for his personal wealth.
Yeah.
Gwgan's also dying right now if someone wants to do something about it.
I've got a first aid of 10.
So I need 2 first aid rolls and at some point surgery.
So my first aid is an 11.
I'm rolling surgery right now at a 15. That is a success.
Okay. So I give it my children needed box.
And you need you need first aid or you're going to die.
No.
Okay.
Right now with surgery successful, I will wake up in 2 weeks' time if not I don't get first aid, or in 2 Sundays' time.
Man, just having Herawd.
It's really unfortunate that it's Monday afternoon.
Yeah. Do I still get my passion roll to first aid?
I don't think hating Saxon's really
Yeah.
applies.
Probably not. Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
It's a kind of a coin flip. I will attempt to.
If you don't fumble, then
It does nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
nothing. If
Yeah,
you
that's
fail.
true. That's true. Okay, I will give it a shot.
Just
I'm
don't
low
roll
enough that
20.
if you do fumble, you could kill me.
Yeah, I don't fucking tell me, James. Success.
Come on, you've
Okay,
played
so-
Blood Bowl before.
Roll a D3.
It's a 1.
For 3
Okay.
hit points.
I couldn't
Okay,
curse
and
him.
I can still take 1 more from my other injury as well. So
All right, yeah, I will go ahead and try a second one. Also a success.
another D3. Hey, I'm even awake now.
Oh, fantastic.
As the 3 of you huddle together, you find, several fathers moving through the area, providing direction for surgery and tending to the care and feeding of the wounded. The news passes around there were many injuries. Some have lost limbs, but only 1 fatality. Sir Baradin, the Soup Knight, is dead.
Didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
Sorry, Kendrick.
I
know
got
that
no attribute loss.
you were close
Rolled
with
6.
It is unfortunate.
He was an ally from the beginning of our brotherhood, right?
Yes, he was one of Sir Amig's senior knights who helped Owain, Herawd, and I through our first battle.
Should we declare him an honorable member or bestow it posthumously the honor of?
I would like that. If all of the other brothers agree.
Definitely.
Gwent steps forward and says, "This other brother cannot deny."
Very well, then we will add him to the rolls.
He would have liked that. He liked a good roll to go with his soup.
It really helps mop up the au jus afterwards.
The meat sauce? Okay.
His poor wife. I have to make sure we write to her.
Yes.
This is her
she'll-
5th husband that's been killed.
She'll need another husband.
Yeah.
This is a great place to stop, I think. It
I would
should
agree.
be noted that there are several dead Saxons who will be rewarding glory. James, you have captured 2 via your squire, given the unconscious state. Spoon, you have captured 1, and Glimo, you have captured 2. They can be ransomed back for nearly
3,
no
wouldn't it
money.
be?
Sorry?
3, wouldn't it be?
I think he got one of mine. I think he captured one of mine.
Like I got the 2 that were pulling Gwgan away, and then
Yes, those were both knocked unconscious, and then you have 2 of yours. So I guess you have 4 actually. So James only has 1 dead guy.
Yeah, I didn't knock him out. I only killed somebody before I got dropped.
Yes. Okay. So you get Glimo, you get 4 unconscious guys. a quick negotiation with local people swappers, minor nobles and mayors and such who handle this kind of thing, indicates that these guys were sent on a deniable raid, and almost no money will be paid for their return because it was not authorized.
I'd like to test Vengeful.
Very well. Go ahead. I don't deny all your tests, Spoon.
Failure, yeah.
Well, now test Merciful. Bring you back to the good side.
Also fail.
Rule is merciful.
You can choose what you want to do now.
The one that's in my, like, the unconscious guy
And
that is
vengeful
in
is
my
forgiving.
care. Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah, merciful opposes.
Either way,
cruel.
that 15 is still
The
a
15,
failure.
you know.
Yeah, 15 versus mine. I kill my guy. He's not. Sir
He has
Laverton
no
died.
value to you.
Yeah, and Kendric is yet has lost yet another friend.
I want to imagine it's very Viking style. You slit his throat and you let him blurble down onto the ground and watch as the life leaves his eyes, and someone nearby goes, "Loki would be pleased."
Yeah.
Glimo, what do you want to do with your 4?
EB's is known for being just. I don't think that he's going to just slit their throats.
And on the other hand, you came here under the flag of alliance and truce, and on your way out, a third party who was also attending the meetings at Ibaracum has attacked you.
I think he's going to turn them over to Roderick and let Roderick issue the Earl's justice or not.
Yeah, he has them all trained as replacement junglers. There's been a real paucity of them lately. It's been real hard to keep them up, so he's just making sure they got a good baritone, barbershop quartet formation, and that they know some good songs in both Saxony and English.
Yeah. Is one of them named Other Chad?
Yeah. His name is actually Just Chad. His first name's Just. Short for Justice. Friends, that's where we're gonna take our leave for tonight. Wow, a lot happened. We ended a year. We met Pelennor, King of Gomereth, and Nergals, and then we fought a battle to the death of Baradin.
Yeah.
Crazy how that happened.
Poor Baradin.
He was like Jaredin, but less famous in every way, and not as good.
But people liked him. Or at least I liked him.
Some people like Jaredin.
I didn't like Jaredin. Jaredin was a fucking problem.
Oh, well, friends. Let me start by asking, are we good for next week? And second, Glimo, you got an outro?
I'm Glimo. You can find me on Arthur's Discord. I might actually try to stream this week. We'll see what happens. Feel free to follow me. I'll see what I can get done. Yeah, it was fun. I almost died. Almost was on my, third character, but amazingly stayed up. I was at 14 hit points and my unconscious is 7, so it was a close thing. But
I want Kendric to survive, like, right to the end, to be like a Theoden type grey, wizened man, while the rest of us are all like on our 4th or 5th character,
Yeah.
I actually want him to be like Amathar. I want him to be at the point where he's expected to be like a wise leader and like a battle commander, and he's just
and
like,
he's still just out
I
here.
don't know, we should charge.
Dudes.
We should go absolutely fucking apeshit. People are like, what wisdom do you have? And you're like, I don't
Hit
know.
hard,
I've been hitting the
first.
head so much. I don't know what's going on anymore. I shit with the king once.
Yeah.
No, that's the Amathar.
Yeah.
Wow, guys. Wow. Hey, how about that ambush, huh? Boy.
How about that ambush?
How about that ambush? Wow. It's really weird that it happened right outside of Malahut, and that Malahut invited you guys and then invited Saxons to negotiate with them. You guys failed the intrigue check for that, but then as you were leaving, you were attacked by Saxons after you were made to feel unwelcome. That's crazy. What a coincidence that it was unauthorized, though. I mean, otherwise it would be an act of war.
It would be. You know, like Kendric said, it's almost like we're enemies.
Oh, we're never doing the Pelennor thing again, by the way. Pellennor's going to show a fucking lot, and I might have him speak in rhyming couplets. There will not be any more singing. Hey, congratulations to two of you, though, for your 20 points for rhyming couplets.
Oh, look, I'm happy to forgo that in exchange for the fact that I was AI assisted in that. You know, like it was.
That's okay. I didn't stipulate you couldn't be AI assisted. I thought about doing it, but then I realized that it would really put a cramp on your flow. I was debating it all week.
I enjoyed the singing. I thought it was very good, Arthur.
Yeah, you have a good voice for it, Arthur. You should be
Thanks.
singing more often on your show.
Great, because that's what my dad did, was a professional singer. So I'll avoid doing that regularly, actually. It's like when people are like,
my dad was
"Hey,
a professional
Art."
lawyer, but I'm not a good lawyer, so.
No, let me get through my joke. People are like, "Hey, Art," and I'm like, "Please, Art was my father's name. Call me Arthur."
Oh man.
Hey, look, it's after Father's Day. I feel like I could make dunks on the man comfortably.
Sure.
Oh, extra glory for killing the chief. I should write that down. For sure. I only listed the 9 opponents. I didn't list the chieftain, so we definitely need to get that on paper so I don't forget. Killing the chieftain. Putting it in Spoon's column. I'm going to call it kill stealing the chieftain. Roderick was just this close to finishing him off.
Hey, I'm sure.
What
Sure.
happened? All right. Any closing thoughts before we call this one? Audience, weren't you glad that you could be here live? But think, if you aren't here live, what if you were on YouTube? And what if you were on YouTube, you went into the description section, you opened Discord, and you talked about the show on Discord in the Cap channel, the King Arthur Pendragon channel? It's crazy.
What if you were live now on Twitch, but you also watched it on YouTube just to go through the best bits again?
Yeah, hit those highlights.
Yeah, and you can't like on Twitch, but you can like on YouTube and subscribe and ring that bell.
I don't like Twitch anyway, so
All right.
Chat wants to know, what did the chieftain have when I killed him?
a sword, an axe, spear.
Chlamydia.
Something like 90% of the human race has herpes at this point, so yeah, let's go with it. Sorry, he has the French disease.
French disease. That's a fucking callback to
My favorite
Andre.
euphemism.
Old Andre the Younger.
Old Andre the Younger.
Isn't it French disease syphilis rather than herpes?
Yes, it's syphilis, not
It's
chlamydia.
syphilis.
But I wanted to say the French disease because I think it's so funny that a whole disease was named after a country of obnoxious people. Imagine having boning so much.
I want to apologize to France for Arthur calling your entire country obnoxious.
I won't apologize to France at all. You guys are fighting for your rights right now, and I appreciate it. But also, you selected very bad people to lead you, so you deserve what's happening. Oh boy! All right, I do have to end the stream at some point, right?
It's an idea.
Yeah, I know.
Job.
Goodbye, audience.